Halloween has come and gone, and honestly, I'm not gonna miss it because of a shitty week. So for the next couple of uploads, expect some more horror content in the works. So anyways, y'all should have seen the thumbnail. We got Creepypasta Ben 10 vs Analog Horror Goku, or as the fans would know, the Carnitrix vs the others. Before we get into that, let me explain the stories. Wait, hold on, give me a minute. The Carnitrix is an alternate universe where Azimuth was a racist supremacist and wanted to be a massive dick. So he created the Carnitrix to transform the user into uncontrollable and primitive alien forms that are also incredibly slow and painful for Ben to deal with. Meanwhile, we have the others, which is pretty much the story of the alternates from Mandela Catalog. These things show up to screw with the main characters or just straight up chill with them, and appear as alternate forms of those specific characters. Okay, whatever. Now in the past, I would have scaled the versions of fan-made characters to the originals to show an updated scale. But for the future and onwards, I will not be doing that simply because with the amount of characters and the different versions of characters with different scaling, it would just be wrong. Simply because with the amount of characters with different variations of themselves, it makes things very different. Their scaling would be very different, the characters would be very different. It's basically making things 10 times more difficult. First off, we got Heat Blast, who in the Carnitrix story was able to kill Gwen by melting her face off and crushing her skull. It's a creepypasta. It's edgy. From the feats calculator, Heat Blast's feat would reach 19 tons of TNT, or small building level. This is actually further backed up with other aliens also reaching this kind of level, like Accelerate doing the A-Train to Grandpa Max, then you have Wildmutt crashing through a wall, Diamond Head spike fucking civilians, Ghost Freak breaking through a wall, and Forearms missing the concept of a fist pump. But that shit kinda changes the moment Alien X is pulled up, where he just destroys the entire universe. Anyways, to accomplish this feat and assuming it's a normal universe, with the current size of a universe being 93 billion light years, Alien X destroyed the entirety of it in a second. This would range his speed from 1.5 to 3 quintillion times faster than light. He de-transformed and had his arm cut off to stop the Carnitrix from automatically going off. Yes, the Carnitrix has not got the death failsafe either and can be taken off him, as well as only giving 10 minutes per transformation. From what we have in the others, each doppelganger would scale comparable, if not superior to the ones they copy. The best feat we got in the series is Perfect Cell self-destructing and the explosion being seen from outer space. This feat was calculated to the continental levels of power, with the light reaching the atmosphere seemingly in a second, and the atmosphere being 10,000 kilometers in the sky. Fuck you, I use the metric system. Cell's energy would have to reach the speed of 36 million kilometers per hour, or over 3% the speed of light. Even with that, the Cell Doppelganger is easily able to overpower Cell, and is able to actually blitz him without noticing. Fast forward to Goku taking on 6 Doppelgangers, each able to actually overpower him, and they are actually able to turn off MUI. Man, if only there was a matchup they would be included in that requires the opponent transforming. Imagine if that happens, right? Right. Anyways, the plot twist was that it was just one doppelganger just splitting himself into pieces to have fun, but he can transform himself, turning into Super Saiyan Blue, I think, which makes these copycats extremely powerful foes. So, quick recap. These doppelgangers are able to overpower the original, prevent them from using transformations, shapeshift into multiple pieces and copies of the original, can mimic their transformations. Okay. Well, here's the issue with this fight. Alien X is a one-shot victory. He is massively faster and stronger than anyone else in this actual video, so. However, that's the Carnitrix's only win con. Meanwhile, the Doppelgangers has several ways to win this fight, because they are stronger and faster than any of Ben's other transformations, but that's not really it. You see, the Doppelgangers can also just mimic the transformation that Ben is forced to use, and have their skill to overwhelm the primal minds of the aliens. They can also blitz the Carnitrix, because remember, it requires a couple of seconds for it to be used. And there's no failsafe as well. Or, like I alluded to before, they could just straight up de-transform Ben anyways. Or they could just straight up jump the motherfucker. With the stats and skill sets they each have, I would award a victory to the others. 8 times out of 10.